Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have our 6-month update on the 4 products you see before you. So yes, just over 6 months ago, we applied all of these to this test panel in these little sections. And today we're going to be doing our 6-month wash update and see how they're looking. So this one I'm excited for because one of the products, which is this one here, the Carpro Cquartz Lite, actually only claims 6 months durability. But yeah, before we get into that one, let's just go quickly through the products. So we have Meguiars hybrid paint coating claiming 1 year's protection. The Carpro, like I said, only claims 6 months plus durability. I find Carpro often under promise, over deliver on their products. Gyeon's Can Coat, this one also a year's protection. And then Soft 99 Fusso coat, and it also claims 12 months protection. So yeah, pretty much I'm considering these all should last the year, but only 6 months claim from Carpro, so interested to see how it looks and an update on how they are looking before washed. I'm sure you can still see that Carpro section is still dark, so it's still adding a bit of darkness to the paint. So yes, it's one that made the biggest difference looks wise. But yeah, so what we're going to do today is give the panel a wash. You can see, hopefully you can see, it is super dirty. Had some really hot days and some rainy days that were still hot, and the panel's kind of copped it for the last month. Really windy days too. So yeah, this thing is definitely ready for a clean. So yeah, put these away, get the hose out, and let's get to rinsing and see how they're looking. Okay, so quick rinse before we start with our contact wash. We're also looking there, we can see this corner section in the Soft 99. Still looking a bit weird, but we've still got a layer of stuff on there, so we'll give it a wash first. Okay, that's all we need for that. Grab our hose again, and we will continue to rinse. Oh wait, before we do that, I remember the Meguiars section always was repelling the soap, and that looks like it's basically stopped doing it so much, except for in some small little sections slowly. But yeah, before, I mean, it is starting to. You can see this section's getting bigger, whereas the other ones, they're all completely soaked. So that's interesting, but that has definitely the first noticeable thing we're seeing today. Make sure my camera is actually recording here. Okay, and let's go ahead and rinse. Okay, so with that washed now and rinsed off with all the soap, let's just go ahead and individually rinse each section so we can see how they're looking. So what I like to do is try and flood each one with water, and as you can see, the Meguiars were getting to the stage where it's close to being able to completely flood, but still super hydrophobic, running that water straight off as soon as we stopped with the hose. But we weren't able to get as close to completely flooding this before, so definitely seeing some little changes. Just going to move my camera over. I'm actually broke my tripod in my last video washing the GTR, if you didn't see that. So yeah, I'm actually doing a little bit of a sketchy one here. I'm resting the camera on a stool and a bucket to get this height because I haven't got a new tripod yet. Okay, so the Carpro, you can see it is clearly more hydrophobic than the Meguiars. We can't not even get close to flooding this section. The water is just beating up like crazy, repelling. I'm sure if you can still see a bit of the Meguiars in the shot there. But yeah, the Carpro is definitely outlasted its 6 months claim. Come over to the Gyeon Can Coat now. Also looking far too hydrophobic to flood. I mean, these two in the middle here, the Carpro and the Gyeon, they're the two bigger sort of detailing brands. And yeah, both make really good ceramic coatings and really good range of things. Meguiars, this is their first coating kit that is available here in Australia at least. And it isn't a ceramic, it's a polysiloxane, I think it's called. So different behaviours and different durability is what we're starting to see at 6 months now. And we'll come across to the Soft 99. Now this one is like a paste sealant, paste wax, a lot of people call it, but it does call itself a sealant. So this one different in the application, but a lot of people claim very good durability from it. So you can see this one, it's definitely breaking down in some sections. This whole line up in here, like that's the line of where the tape was. So this whole square here, we should be all just looking the same. But you can see there's a section along here next to the tape line that's been starting to break down for a little while. Now the rest of it's still looking really good, but it's definitely not up to the standards that the Carpro and the Gyeon are. Oh, just about dropped my camera. So I need to get a tripod back again. So I'm just trying to get to the middle, and we want to rinse over the entire thing. Sorry, this is taking me a little bit longer to get everything set up just with this camera setup I'm using, the tripod, no tripod. But so what we're going to do now, rinse over all of these. And just see, do we notice any direct differences? Let me know what you guys think. So now, as requested, I'm going to flood with just the hose and watch how quickly they dry. So I'll switch back to the other camera to do that. Okay, so let's just flood these with the hose. You can see the Soft 99. Hopefully you can see I'm trying to like hold the hose in the camera. Kind of awkward. Soft 99. Now to the Gyeon. I'll go back to the Soft 99 in case I didn't hold the camera in the right angle. Okay, and the Carpro. And the Meguiars. Okay, so with the panel mostly dry, we can go ahead and mist over. See what sort of beading we're getting. Don't want to go too heavy into that Soft 99 section because there was some larger beads there. And we will swap over to the other camera. Let's push this one out of the way without dropping it. Okay, so I'll pick the hose back up, but we'll come in first nice and close into all the sections. So the Meguiars still beading up really nice, as you can see, comparing it to the untouched section here at the side, which is just flooded, and then this is just beaded up nicely. The Carpro, again, super nice tight beads there, looking really, really good. So 6 months durability? No, we're gonna possibly double that. The Gyeon stuff looking incredible still, which is good to see. And the Soft 99. We did have a couple of larger water droplets still on here. I should have dried this properly before beading, so I didn't go too crazy over here with the hose because I didn't want it to all these beads to build up and start running off and yeah, cause more issues. But now it doesn't matter because we're going to come in nice and close with the hose and just watch the way the water reacts as it hits. So you can see this corner that we've been noticing break down, that's where it's different. But here, for the most part, still looking really good. So yeah, we're pretty happy with that. Obviously, it's just breaking down in that certain section there, but yeah, we'll continue monitoring that. Now for the Gyeon section. This stuff is next level. Like, look at that. There's no weak points in it. Hasn't broken down anywhere at all, even though it's right next to this section. So it's not like anything's gotten onto the panel there or anything, like, because it would have also come into the Gyeon section. But this stuff is just so hydrophobic. 6 months on a completely neglected panel that has just sat outside the entire time. I do get sometimes people comment going, oh, you should leave the panel outside and see what happens. So it's, you know, if it's the first time you're watching, then yes, this panel, after its first initial rinse, so it got applied in the shed here, we rinsed it off the next day, or I think it was a few days later, and then since then it's been outside every single time in the weather. It sits in the sun all day, and yeah, it cops all the elements. Now it's not on a car getting driven around, it's seeing environmental, you know, like dust and iron and all sorts of stuff contaminating it, but it is sitting outside. That's the best I can do for a real life comparison for these products in the Australian heat as we're coming into summer. So now the Carpro, and it also just super hydrophobic. I don't really think you can see much of a difference between these two at this stage in the test. I don't know, maybe the Gyeon just that little touch above, but I don't know. Could all be in my head. Last up, the Meguiars. Now, okay, here we can see a difference. It is not repelling the water. It's not making those crazy tight beads instantly. We can see it starting to just stick. Yes, it's not much, but you can see here, like instantly in the Carpro section, that water is instantly repelling. It's creating round beads and then large droplets that are just running off. There's no sticking around whatsoever. As you look here, you can see as the water hits, it's just not quite in the same level. And as we let go, we're watching for this bit here where the water is hitting the hardest. It sort of sticks around just for that little second. Now that is a difference we're noticing. And as we like move it, you can see even, like, look at that. Where the water is hitting, it leaves that little spot for a second, whereas over here, it doesn't. So that is the difference. That's what we're noticing as this time goes on. If you just had this on your car, and only this, and it got to 6 months, you're like, oh, this is looking great. This is looking better than the Carpro I had on last time. Well, could be many different differences, many different reasons, but when we compare them directly like this, applied the same day, the same conditions, this is what, after like 6 months is when we start to see differences. Now, I'm not knocking the Meguiars or the Soft 99 at all. Those are both still looking great, but we can clearly see that these two, the Carpro and the Gyeon, are just looking that little bit better. Let me know if you guys can see that difference, but I definitely can. Mainly this corner of the Soft 99. The rest of the Soft 99, I mean, yeah, it has a few little spots, but the spots where it isn't failing, which I guess is a silly thing to say. Actually, no. No matter what, even in the good sections, the Soft 99 isn't looking as good as the Gyeon and the Carpro. So yeah, pretty interesting. We're getting into the part of the test where things are definitely starting to happen. So I think another month is probably a good idea. 7 months we'll come back and maybe we'll see more of a difference in the Meguiars. Maybe after that we'll start doing 2 weekly updates. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think. Normally I don't do these I do long-term tests, but they're usually the spray sealants, and we get to like the 3-month stage and they're really starting to fall off. 4 months, they're really starting to fall off even more, and then most of them are failing at 4 months. With these, and with those tests, I do like weekly and fortnightly updates because it's happening so fast, the breakdown. With these, I've just done monthly, and I thought I'd probably change to fortnightly or weekly at some point, but I don't know, I think even if something like the Meguiars is starting to change, it's going to still take a long time for it to completely fail, so probably best off sticking to the monthly updates. But yeah, as always, I appreciate the feedback. Any comments you guys have on how to make this test better for you, let me know. Let's just, I had someone request that I do this to see how the water runs off as well. So you can see, yeah, that's standing water mostly just runs off when we lift it. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it and are enjoying these videos. I enjoy making them, so hopefully it's the same thing for you watching them. Seeing how these things all last, I find for some reason interesting. I don't know. I like comparing products. It's a weird hobby I have, I guess. And I thought I may as well film them. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying it, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below. Leave me any comments you have, even if it's just to say, you know, I enjoyed the video. I would appreciate that. It does really help with YouTube pushing these videos out to other people who haven't seen them before. So anything you want to do by liking, commenting and sharing does help. And always, if not, subscribe if you're not already. I mean, yeah, I'm struggling to get words out today, so I'm going to end it there. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.